Have you ever shared good news? I mean, news that just gets you super excited with somebody that you really, really love and they had a mediocre reaction to it? I've been in situations where I've shared news with folks that I love with the bottom of my heart, family and friends, and I thought it was news that was life changing, and it was life changing. And my excitement was on a 10, but their excitement was on a 2, or at least I perceived it to be that way. When I speak to them and I try to tell them all the good things I'm doing, because when you see family and you see friends, they ask you, what you been up to? You try to tell them. But you ever notice how that excitement goes from, oh, how you been, to, oh, you doing that? I used to look at that and I used to feel like, is it animosity? Is it jealousy? I used to think all these things, and it can very well be that. But as I grew, as I matured, I started to become more understanding of how people perceive good news, and sometimes even how I perceive good news. Sometimes you hear about how well somebody else is doing, and the first thing that comes to mind is, God, what am I doing with my life? You start to internalize all this good news and start to really question where you are in life and why you are not just as successful. It's human, but it's important that you identify that that's what the issue is. I had to stop taking personal their reactions to what I'm doing. That was one. Secondly, I had to stop sharing every damn thing, because everything ain't good news. Everything ain't news to people. Some people don't understand the industry that we're in as artists or rappers or producers, and their reactions are going to be like this until we're old and gray, and that's okay. But when you look at them and you try to compare them to strangers that will get super excited because they're like, oh my God, this is not fair. They're two different walks of life, two people who, one person saw you when you were in pajamas and you were in diapers, the other person sees you in this light of who you are today. So I think it's important that you don't take it personal and realize that at the end of the day, why are you doing what you're doing? When you realize that the success that you're trying to attain is not to impress them, life will be so much easier. This has been another daily dose of Curtspiration. Look, remind yourself why you started to do this, and you limit your disappointments. Like I always say, you will not be full of life until you decide to live life to its fullest. Curtis King of CurtisKingBeats.com.
I can't listen to you. When I listen to you, it's a liability, 'cause you be mentally killing my inner energy.